Most Jamaicans are accustomed to the first generation Pathfinder, which started production in 1985. It was slim and had a rugged look, which was meant to handle rough terrain with some degree of comfort. Originally it competed against the Toyota 4Runner, Isuzu Trooper and Chevrolet Blazer. Now let's look at the 2015 Pathfinder, which is more refined with rounder edges and a nose job that gives it a more delicate look. If you're accustomed to navigating the buttons on a portable CD player, then there isn't much learning curve here. So let's get on to the more important point, which is the elaborate AC system, which features dual climate control and has two designated knobs for this. Now let's get to the second row of seats. There are rear AC vents with designated climate control. A quick pointer is there is no protruding transmission tunnel, which makes the ride that more comfortable when there are 3 passengers. As for the front seats, there is the option to adjust the temperature of the seats to hot or cold by adjusting these 2 knobs. For me, I kept it really cool and I could primarily feel it at the base of the seat. The multimedia system does feel a little clunky with all the buttons and options, and it will take some time to get used to. The good thing is it does give you the option to personalize almost everything. It also allows you to multitask by splitting the screen with a horizontal line in the middle, which means you can look at the radio and the gas mileage simultaneously, or you can just go the traditional route and look at one thing at a time. If it's one thing you'll quickly notice about this vehicle is that there are buttons everywhere. On the driver's door panel there are the customary side mirror, door lock and window adjusters. My only gripe is you have to kind of stretch to reach it, and if you have a medium frame this might be a little inconvenient. The steering can make telescopic and height adjustments to easily fit the preferred driving position of any driver. As for the steering mounted controls, you might feel a little intimidated with all these buttons at first. My advice, just find the multimedia and the cell phone buttons and you'll be fine. The seats are leather and the front seats have additional adjustment features for lumbar support as well as altering the angle of the base. In other words, if you're uncomfortable in this SUV, it's because you didn't make the right adjustments. And for the second row seats, they can slide as well as recline. For the third row, they can't slide but they can recline, which is an option that many SUVs in this category don't have. Now let's find out what driving this vehicle is like. Firstly, let's start with rear visibility, which is acceptable. With a modest size rear glass, you shouldn't have any problem seeing what's behind you. But if you're someone that doesn't like the concept of using your rear view mirror, there is always the option of using the vehicle's 4 cameras, which Nissan calls a round view monitor. Because the camera lens are fisheye, it does seem a little awkward at first to view. But with a vehicle this size, I don't see anybody fitting into a parking lot without using this feature. Now let's get to the performance of this vehicle. It's very nippy for its size. And as soon as you reach 2000 RPM, you immediately feel the power. And when you activate sports mode, which is on the gear lever, the engine makes a growl, and I mean a literal growl. Now when you're going around corners with it, because of its modest ground clearance and dynamic control, it's easy and it doesn't feel like it's going to tilt over. Now it's a constant habit of mine to be looking at the fuel consumption bar. My only peeve is that the horizontal bar can be a little hard to follow at times because there's an arrow that your eye has to focus on to see how much fuel you are currently using. When it comes on to a vehicle like this, there are multiple storage options, and some of these compartments will ensure things don't shift around. The third row of seats can easily fold down by pulling various straps and levers, and what is cool, very little bending is required to get them back in their original positions. As it pertains to the door, it closes automatically with the touch of a button, but don't worry if you're in the way, the sensor will stop it. The loading bay is also flat, which means you can sit on it or you can easily shove a suitcase in the back without worrying about any bumps. The Pathfinder has come a long way from its origin and is now a luxury SUV with all the bells and whistles to compete with any other vehicle in its class.